Good morning. Good afternoon. We're going to work on the bill of materials. This is going to be in review, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to knock out the entire bill of materials. So if I write Joe Herbie, you make sure to write your name. Joe Herbie is just the imaginary student in the class. You can select and press tab to navigate around these cells. These cells are organized by rows and columns. So first we're going to talk about rows. So the project is the found form, sorry, the found free form. And so what I just did is I went over in the top row, and now I'm going to navigate with the arrow keys down the column that I was just in, and I'm going to write the date. Since we're doing this digitally, there's no sense in missing any information that we did prior, right? So there's no sense in selecting, the ninth month of the year when we could very easily select September. So I'm going to go ahead and type again, would one, and then your period number. So that's shift and number. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I'm really punctual with my capitalization. I have to find a better way, but if you drag and select, I'm going to press Control on the keyboard. I can select more than one. Oh, that should have actually worked and it didn't. That stinks. Okay. So we're not going to change the color. I talked about changing the color, but what I found is that it's actually problematic inside of this. So what I was talking about when we did this live is that this is a bent lamination. So if you were going to go and Google or search the project, it's a bent lamination. I love autocorrect spell check, but we're just going to put not bent lamination, but we're going to write bent lam in bill of materials in industry inside of product or project paperwork. We're going to paraphrase, we're going to shorten words, we're going to make things brief because brevity is really nice. The first material species that we're going to work in is oak. O-A-K. I'm going to go ahead and use the arrow key to go down. I'm not going to navigate with my mouse as much. And the reason I'm just going to park that mouse over there is often it's going to get you in trouble when you try and select things, copy, paste. Those things are going to get you into trouble. So I want to show you how I would do it. The next species is maple. Um, and since we're doing the same part, but we're doing three examples, I'm just going to put quotations. I'm going to navigate back, put some spaces in between. I might even center. I ran out of room inside that, so I'm going to navigate back. The reason I'm spending so much time on this is I want to copy it. Because I'm going to do three different kinds of wood for the example, but I want the formatting to look nice. And that last one is walnut. So what we've just done is said there are three different projects. Um, I have walnut, I have maple, and I have oak. I have different quantities of these, and so it's going to be fair. Everything's just going to get passed out, but the math will be different because these materials are available in different supplies, and because there's um, not a shortage in a negative way, but there's just less available high quality walnut as compared to oak. Oak, there's more than there was, like even when I was in high school wood shop available in market, my understanding. And so since those things continue to grow as the demand increases, um, walnut, cherry, I don't believe maple has the same ability to do that because of just the way that it grows. So, Those materials are more valuable because they're more scarce. So, what I'd like to talk about is I'm going to go ahead and center my numbers. So, I'm going to try and lock that in so that when I go down, it didn't do it the way I wanted it to. I should have formatted that. I wonder if I can grab all of these. So, I'm going to leave those the same. Let's see if I can change the formatting. I can. That's really nice. So now that when I select in these, it's always going to drop right in the middle. That's going to make for a really clear communication. So I want to have 5 laminations, so 5 pieces in my stack, 7 pieces in my stack, or 9 pieces in my stack. I believe in class I did it the opposite way. So I'm going to go ahead and delete those. So in the oak stack, there'll be 9. In the maple stack, there'll be 7. In the walnut stack, there'll be 5. If we had another wood, we could do 3. The reason I mention this, the reason that I'm designating what they are, is that we want to have an odd number of pieces. So there's always a center. So if there's a center, there's a 1, a 2, and then a 3, because that one needs to be in the center. The thickness, veneer is 1/40th of an inch. It's even thinner now, but the material that we have, the grade of material we have, is such that it's going to be the same. So I'm going to go ahead and drop those bunny ears. Again, I'm navigating with the arrow keys and hotkeys. So hotkeys for paste are Control V. Hotkeys are Control V. I mean, you could imagine, oh, I made a mistake. Go ahead and get rid of that. I'm going too fast. Okay. So now I'm going to go over to the width. If you guys can recall, I believe it was 5 by 10 that we drew. 4 by 8 would be the exact same proportion because it's twice the width in the length. So I think that you're probably going to end up at 4 by 8 because I'm sending home something that is 8.5, pardon me, 8 by 11. And so we want to be able to keep it inside of that. So let's do 4 inches wide, but don't forget 4 inches. You got to put those bunny ears in there, the parent, the quotation marks, and let's do it by 8 because that will keep the proportion that it is twice as long as it is wide. I'm going to go ahead and navigate over here. Again, this is messy, so get rid of that mouse and use your keyboard. I'm going to press Control V to drop those quotations in. Those quotations say same as above. Okay, same as above. Again, same as above, same as above. So what we're going to do, take the number of pieces, 9. We're not doing the thickness, okay? Because we're going to try and find the square feet. Square feet is area. So if we took all of your pieces of veneer, spread them out on a table, we could figure out the square footage. So it's number of pieces times width times length. 9 times 4 times 18. And then you're going to divide that by 144. 9 times 4 times 18 divided by 144. And what you'd like to do is just go, oh, right on. They're all 4 point. Well, no, they're not all 4.5. In fact, I'm going to take these and I'm going to format them to the right side. Okay, perfect. I'll format those to the right side. Give us some visual clarity in the center. So 4.5. So again, number of pieces times width times length divided by 144 because there are 144 little square inches inside a square foot. 7 times 4 times 8 divided by 144. That doesn't make any sense. 9 times 4 times 8 divided by 144. Oops, I made a mistake, guys. Go back and make sure that you change that. It's 2 board feet. I don't know what, or 2 square feet. I don't know exactly how I did that. And then we'll go ahead and do the walnut. Again, there's a different number of pieces. 5 times 4 times 8 divided by 144. 1.11. Perfect. At San Antonio High School, this isn't how much veneer costs, but it is how much hardwood costs. So we're going to use hardwood unit cost. It's completely wrong, but we just need a value to multiply by. So for oak, we sell oak at $3. I'm going to arrow key down. We sell maple at 450, and we sell walnut at 450. Perfect. So I'm going to multiply. 2 times 3 is 5. That's easy. I'm going to multiply. I don't know. 1.55 times 4.5. Okay, so now we have something where you're going to come to school. We're going to get the pair of lineman pliers, right? Because they got really big plier mouth. We'll take your penny and we'll cut it in half. No, no, we're not going to do that. So I'm going to take that 975 and I'm going to make it 97 because I charge you an extra half a penny if I round up and charge you an extra penny. If I round up to the next dollar and make it 7, right? Well, I'm stealing. And you're thinking, I'm only stealing 3 cents. What if I'm selling these fish to Disneyland or Target, right? I'm not stealing 3 cents. I'm stealing $300, right? Because maybe I sold, 300 units, 300 little projects. And if it's Disneyland or Walmart, I didn't sell 300, I sold 300,000, right? And so now I've just stolen, tens of thousands of dollars that I lied about on the bill of materials. So don't look like a liar, and worse, don't look like an idiot. So now 1.1 times 4.5, 4.95. So all of this to point out that these prices are not necessarily indicative, right, of only the unit cost. We have the least expensive wood costing more than the most expensive wood, right? Well, that's because we've eliminated or removed some of the area that we're going to be using in veneer. So these are choices that you would make as an estimator or designer or someone manufacturing something. This is where I would have liked to have gotten in class. Um, we unfortunately finished at dimensions. We didn't get into any of the multiplication. I'm going to jump down and continue. I think I might be running on borrowed time inside of this. So the first piece of hardware that we're going to need is a form. The form is not something that I'm going to distribute. It's not something um, that's going to cost money. It's something that I'd like you to use that's found. It's a found material, and you can, use many different things, and we'll get to that. The tooling, well, there is one piece of tooling. So you're going to have one, and you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing where I select these. I'm going to change the formatting so that it's in the center because it'll look really nice. This doesn't need to be in the center. I'm going to keep it on the left. That is a 1/4 inch half round dowel rod. And this is what we're going to use to sand the insides and outside radiuses. They were about 68 cents a piece. I'm going to sell them to you if you want to keep them when we return to San Antonio High School. I'm just going to sell them to you for 2/4, 50 cents, or you'll just give them back and then I'll have more than I need, right? But I'm buying so many that it would be better if I just handed them out to students. I'm going to go ahead and skip a line so that this is clear. These little finish bottles that we had, they're actually free, but I want to do some math, so we're going to make them 75 cents. Uh, they are, I believe, 2 ounce, 2 OZ. They are Rubio monocoat. or cooking oil. So you're either going to use one of the oils that's a clarified kind of cooking oil that they have other things in, like dryers and pigments. I wouldn't drink it, I wouldn't eat it, but I also wouldn't eat cooking oil. Both of those are going to make you really sick. But let's say you're going to use 2 ounces, 2 ounces of a really fancy olive oil, right? You accidentally grab the olive oil that mom hides in the back of the cabinet. Oh man, you might have just used 75, not $75, navigate over 75 cents of that cooking oil. So what we have is one of these. Let's keep it simple. I'm going to go with the one that's $5. So this is what a running tally looks like. Estimated subtotal, I'm going to go ahead and grab this. I'm going to take all of these and make sure they're on the back right-hand corner. The estimated subtotal is $5 worth of veneer. I'm going to come down, and now it is 5.50 because we just added the 50-cent part. And now I'm going to add 75. Well, if I add 3/4 to, not 3/4 of an inch, 3/4, 3/4. 1, 2, 3. If I add that to 550, got 575, I got 6, I got 625. You're not done yet. Bring it down and go ahead and give that to our estimated total. 625. I want to center this, I think. See what that looks like centered. I think it makes the most sense to the right. Okay, so now we have something that's really, really nice. Earlier we tried to, oh, let's make this dollars. Let's make sure that we're being very thorough. I'm going to navigate up with the arrow. I'm going to add dollars, dollars. I don't want to use this too often, but I'm in that. So I'm going to go up and navigate this. I had talked about students doing a different font, but my assumption was that we were going to be able to grab independent things and change them. But it looks like you'll have to navigate in every single time. And so until we come up with a different solution for that, I'd say don't. You could do it really easily right here if you wanted. Right here would be pretty seamless. Go ahead and add that blue. We could do it right here because there's only one right there. Go ahead and navigate back to that blue. And then the last part on the bottom would be rather simple. Go ahead and navigate to blue. It looks like, oh, I know where the job estimator put in information. I know what is template and what is information I may need. We're already doing all this. I didn't change the font. I'm only changing the color. I think that it looks nice. It's only going to take me a moment sooner, a moment longer. Um, I'm not in that big of a rush. Now, if you went ahead and you participated in this lesson during asynchronous, you still need to participate during the class. So go ahead and make a copy of the blank one, the one that got turned in, and then you'll just follow along in class because we need to practice me navigating into your assignments and not having a whole bunch just already done, many students not participating. Uh, I'm excited about these tools, but again, they need to be in support of the class and not taken away. All right, thank you so much.